I have to ask you, obviously, the huge news of the week, Mayweather versus McGregor, finalized, done deal, August 26th. You surprised? Did you expect it?
Yep. I was starting to hear in the last few weeks that, the fight would happen, my Showtime colleagues and whatnot, so they kind of had the inside scoop, but I didn't really think it would be this early. Like, I scheduled a vacation in Italy in August. Now I gotta cut it short. you know?
Wow.
Like, I thought they weren't gonna fight until November, December, so they had time to promote it and whatnot. But you never can tell with Floyd. So I'm gonna have to cut that vacation short and head over to Vegas.
Yeah. I don't really want to talk about the fight itself. I mean, you've talked about that plenty of times. I kind of got your take on it. But just as it pertains to Conor McGregor fighting Floyd Mayweather, is there anything at all? I mean, it's boxing and it only takes one punch. So is there anything at all that Conor McGregor could possibly do, whether it's the game plan, rush in, bum rush him, anything?
I don't think it's too much anything in particular, but Floyd's 40. He hasn't fought in 2 years. So that's kind of a wild card out there where you don't know what kind of 40-year-old you're going to have, especially who's been out of the gym, out of the ring in general. So, so that's always kind of your wild card. But a lot of people talking about he got a big punch and he's a big puncher and a big, Floyd's probably fought bigger left-hand punchers than Conor McGregor. If I'm really honest, Zab Judah in his prime was a monster left-hand puncher. Victor Ortiz a big left-hand puncher, a southpaw puncher. So, I think you're gonna have to go a little bit more in depth than just look for a big left hand, which people think is just like, it's more than a lotto shot. You know what I'm saying? Like I know Floyd's probably slowed down, but when all you're known for is that, you're gonna have to come with something else because if Floyd knows that's your best weapon and that's all you're gonna be looking to land, you're gonna have to find several creative ways of disguising it because Floyd knows it's coming. When Floyd knows something's coming, you're not only gonna miss it. Floyd's gonna he knows you're also gonna pay for it every time. And what happens if you start paying for it every time you try it? You start trying it less and less. And therefore you're getting your best weapon taken away from you, and you don't use it anymore. It's kind of how Floyd dismantles fighters usually, and that's how he goes about his wins. And they say fights become boring and whatnot. I see Floyd being aggressive in this fight though, because I don't know that he's going to respect Conor McGregor's ability in there. Conor's only known as a big puncher, and like I said, he fought bigger punchers that were southpaw before, and he walked those guys down. Let's face it, Victor Ortiz started fouling Floyd because he was, panicking from being walked down.
Right.
Zab Judah was being walked down, And to me, those are bigger left-handed, bigger southpaw punchers than was McGregor, than it was McGregor. So McGregor's gonna have to have several different game plans that he's gonna be able to execute. And I know you're in camp and you're trying these things, but the thinking process of a fighter in those moments takes years to develop. It takes years to develop, I'm telling you. And that's the thing about McGregor. It's not about so much that he doesn't have the ability. I think if you put McGregor boxing in several years, he may have some ability. You can even bring him up the ladder or whatnot, but you can't develop your thinking ability, especially on the fly. You're thinking on the fly, your ability to do that in just a matter of months. Even if you tell me he's been training for 6 months prior to this, it doesn't matter. It's not nowhere near long enough to develop that thinking ability under duress, especially. So for that reason, it's a little bit difficult. A couple of years, that kind of it does bring an X factor to the fight.
If Floyd does anything but dominate McGregor, is that bad for boxing?
No, I don't think it's bad for boxing. I think it's great in general for mixed martial arts, but I don't think it's bad for boxing. Floyd's 40 years old. But do I expect Floyd to pretty much dominate? Yeah, I probably do. But I don't think it's bad if a fight is competitive. As a matter of fact, I think it will be great for both sports at the end of the day. Probably better for mixed martial arts, probably great for both sports because maybe you can even get a second fight out of it. But I'd be hard-pressed to predict that.
Is Floyd going to stop him?
I think so.
How many pay-per-view buys you think he's going to get?
I think he's going to get a lot of buys. I think it's going to be comparable to Pacquiao pay-per-view. I don't know if it's going to pass it, but it'll be close.
Does it hurt the Golovkin Canelo pay-per-view a lot, you think?
I think it does, yeah. I think it does. I don't think it was by chance that Floyd announced it the week of a big HBO fight, and then he's fighting it a few weeks before another big HBO pay-per-view. I think also there's some of the thought process going into that as well.
Why did the public want this fight so badly?
It's interesting, there's a curiosity about it. And anytime there's a curiosity about it, you want that curiosity to be satisfied. I think the public now has what they wanted. I think there's a lot of people in the mixed martial arts world that actually think, well, Conor can win the fight. as ridiculous as boxing fans might think it is, they'll watch the fight because it's a spectacle. So I think everybody has their reasoning to watch it. At the end of the day, this spectacle will be watched.
Is the boxing world being too salty, bitter? Is there something we don't see here?
Come on, man. The boxing fans are the weirdest fans in the world. You know what I mean? They get unhappy about anything. They get a good fight and they're not happy about it. You know what I mean? So I don't think a niche market being salty is going to really affect the fight, because at the end of the day, boxing is a niche market, especially in America. So I think a niche market being salty and still buying the pay-per-view anyway, I don't think it's going to affect anything.
Any disappointment that he didn't take the fight with you first?
Yeah, of course. but you know, if Conor would have fought anybody else with Floyd, he would have probably been exposed as a lesser boxer than people think he is, and then he wouldn't have got the Floyd fight. So I think this was probably the best strategic move for everybody involved.
Paulie, in all honesty, would you be able to hurt McGregor? You're not known as the biggest puncher, but
I don't think it's about hurting him. I think it's about when you're so much better than somebody, you're walking them down, beating them up. It probably, you know, it leads to bad things happening. You know, so you know, being stuck in the ring with 36 minutes with a guy who you can't compete with, it's not fun. You know, it's not a good feeling. You know, it's not a 30-second ass kick. It's a bad ass whoop. The ass whoop becomes bad. So punches are punches at the end of the day, and they end up becoming that.